What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn spoke on the failed drug test of Jarrell Big Baby Miller, and he simply stated that Jarrell fucked it up. He messed up the opportunity. He had a lot of people depending on him, of course, and he put something in his body that tests positive. Whatever that is and whatever it is, it's what it is. A lot of things people think, well, certain things trigger certain things, that makes sense in some cases. In some cases you do, like let's say, for example, you get a DWI and they put a breathalyzer machine in your car. Well, you can't eat certain things because certain things triggers the effect of the machine, and the machine will think or activate or register that you are drinking something, and then your car won't start. That's one case, but in this particular case, due to severity of, or really the rarity of this drug, it's hard to think it's something else. You can't confuse it with this other thing, and again, I don't like to put anyone under the bus. This is something that I was just thinking about, and this is Eddie Hearn's thoughts. Eddie Hearn, he also stated that the good side to this is that at least he was found out about, because he wouldn't want Anthony Joshua going in there and fighting him, and then Anthony Joshua could get knocked out by a guy that was clearly cheating, but he was cheating to get an edge. He had a clear edge, and then with that edge alone makes the fight unfair when you have one guy clean and doing everything right versus the other guy that has a trick up his sleeve. So he made a lot of sense then, and he was stating that that the test on how people cheat and how rare the tests are with VADA and other agencies, that it almost makes it impossible to cheat. Let me counterpunch that. No, these people are cheating. That's the thing. They are cheating. And when they cheat like that, that's how they're getting caught. They just think they can get away with it. That's the thing about it. Someone is out there trying to tweak the system, trying to find a loophole around these tests. And so many people have tried, and obviously a lot of them have failed, but people are obviously continuing to take drugs. You know what I mean? And they do that because they know the money and the risk versus the money that on how they perform can get them the money they're trying to get. You know what I mean? So that's my take on it as far as drugs go. And it was stupid with what Darrell Miller's, he did. Again, he shouldn't be taking anything. Like Deontay Wilder said, water. That's the only thing he should be taking. Because with this opportunity, he could have done a lot for himself, because who knew he could have beat Joshua? Who knows? Not likely, but we don't know, because Eddie, was just simply raw on him, went off on him, and he was just like, hey, he was cheating, and that just shows what type of demeanor he has. But of course, we got to see what the B sample says to just make that clear determination. But it just makes it look real bad. But then that opens a whole new can of worms. Eddie did go on to say that a lot of fighters that aren't registered with VADA are taken. And obviously it's true. My man, Bruce fucking Vane, okay? Bruce Vane said that all of them are taking it. And I counterpunched it like, whoa, I don't know if everyone is taking it, or, I think people do things to get to have an edge which is pretty much the same thing, so to speak. It's just certain things people do to tweak things, like Juan Manuel Marquez drinking his pee. You know, drinking your pee ain't illegal, last I heard, but if it gets on the banned substance list, it will be illegal to do that too. You know, you can't have extra nutrients with your pee, you know? So, but it's crazy because it makes his argument that much stronger that people are, along with what Eddie Hearn said, like, hey, these people are that are at lower ranks. They are not even signed up for VADA. You know, the top fighters are. You know, the fighters that you hear about that we report, those are the ones on VADA. You know what I mean? All the other fighters, the up-and-coming fighters, a lot of them aren't. You know, and that just shows you that it's funny how people, you know, are just knocking everybody out. You got this fighter, he's knocking everyone out viciously, right? Defeating his opponents easily until it comes to that high echelon of fighters, then the knockouts stop. You know, but then again, you think, well, the knockout stops because he was in there with the better person. Well, that could be true, or it could be a situation where he was in there with someone that he couldn't cheat or couldn't use what he could use before he got to this level because, you know, they did more stringent tests. So he wasn't as quick, he wasn't as fast, he wasn't as strong, he couldn't hit as hard, you know, because one thing about taking certain drugs of any kind, if you're accustomed to taking them, you know, and then you stop taking them, it's going to be a withdrawal period, and that withdrawal period causes you to react a certain way. You get weaker, you get crankier, you're not at yourself anyway. So, you know, that's just something I wanted to throw in there with you guys, give you something to think about as far as, you know, fighters that's taking it, and then fighters that stop taking it, you know, and how convenient is it? Oh, your knockout stopped, but then yet, you know, you signed up for VADA. You know what I'm saying? And we've seen many fighters do that. As soon as they get signed up for a particular test and then drug testing, their performance decreases. The knockouts stop. You know, the stats lower. So, but no, Eddie had some key points in there. You know, the thing is now, where do we go from here? Who is he going to put in there with Anthony Joshua? You know, hopefully someone steps up. But you guys tell me what you think about Eddie Hearn's comments. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been counterpunching. Peace.